Elena once interviewed a retired intelligence officer for a project on negotiation. She asked him, "What is the single most effective tool you have ever used in a difficult conversation?" He didn't answer immediately. He looked at her. He waited. She started talking. She filled in the blank herself, answering a question he hadn't asked yet, explaining her own assumptions, revealing more than she had intended. After about 40 seconds, he smiled and said, "That, exactly that." Silence is a question that doesn't announce itself as a question. The instinct to fill silence is ancient. Human social cognition evolved in environments where prolonged silence between two people who were looking at each other carried real information. Unresolved tension, unspoken threat, something undecided. The nervous system treats silence as an open loop that must be closed. And so we close it. With words. Often with the words we had not planned to say. Beat 1. Skilled therapists use this technique deliberately. After a patient finishes speaking, the therapist does not rush to respond. They sit with the silence. And almost always the patient continues, going deeper, uncovering something they hadn't named until the silence demanded it. Beat 2. Experienced negotiators know that the person who speaks first after a significant proposal is usually the person who blinks. Not because speaking is weakness, but because the impulse to fill silence often comes from discomfort. And discomfort in negotiation tends to lead to concession. Beat 3. Journalists, Elena included, have learned that the most revealing answers often come not in response to the question itself, but in the moment after the interviewee believes the answer is over. They trail off. The recorder keeps running. And then, into the silence, comes the thing they almost didn't say. Beat 4. In ordinary conversation, silence functions as a kind of presence. The person who can remain comfortable in a pause communicates, without words, a quality of attention that accelerates trust and depth. Not because they are mysterious, but because they are genuinely there. Elena eventually came to think of silence as a form of respect. For the other person's internal process, for the space between thoughts, for the idea that not every moment of dialogue needs to be filled immediately to be valuable. But she also carries the knowledge of its power. Because once you have watched someone tell you more than they intended, simply because you stayed quiet long enough, you can never fully unsee it. The next mechanism we explore in video 7 is the oldest one on this list, and perhaps the most universally present in human social life. The deep, almost unkillable sense of obligation that arises the moment someone gives you something you didn't ask for.